Hello, darlings. Look at you looking so pretty. It's becoming increasingly difficult to keep up with your beauty. My bank account is turning red because you are just. How do you get so pretty? Anyway, you're welcome to this week's weekly news podcast. This is the African news segment. How do we gather our news? Our news is gathered very randomly without any particular focus on any topic. It could be political, business, technological, or cultural. We just throw ourselves out there and try to find out what is happening for you guys. We gather news this way because we want to be as open to as many sources as possible and still maintain our balance. We read the stories directly from our sources so that their point of view will not be changed. Our methodology is not perfect, and if you think we can improve this, do let us know. For the meantime, we hope you enjoy today's episode. Who are these week's news sources? We have Business Day Nigeria, Reuters, Standard Media, Tech Cabal, Disrupt Africa, African Development Bank, and TechPoint Africa. Okay, so real quick, we have a fun riddle for you guys this week. I'm going to say it twice. I'm going to say the riddle twice, and then you could guess the answer. Now, voiceless it cries, wingless flutters, toothless bites, mouthless it mutters. Again, voiceless it cries, wingless flutters, toothless bites, mouthless it mutters. What is it? That's the riddle for this week, and at the end of this news segment we will be giving you the answer. So, ladies and gentlemen, the African news. First off, Uganda Central Bank weighs issuance of digital currency. Uganda Central Bank is considering whether to issue a digital currency and has not banned cryptocurrencies, but has concerns about risks from technology, including consumer protection and financial inclusion, a senior bank official said on Friday. Bank of Uganda is currently doing preliminary studies on whether or not a central bank digital currency should be considered, and especially explore what policy objectives it would address. Andrew Kawere, the bank's director for national payments, told Reuters in an interview. What do you think? Do you think a digital currency would be better? You could let us know in the comment section below. Up next, KenGen plans to add 400 megawatt geothermal energy to the national grid. The Kenya Electricity Generating Company has announced a plan to add 400 megawatts of geothermal energy to the national grid in the next 5 years. The state agency says the output would completely phase out thermal power. Under the project, KenGen will rehabilitate some of its geothermal power plants and upgrade others as it continues with exploration around Okaria and Iburu. The company announced that works on Okaria 1 Unit 6 was complete, with the plant undergoing testing. Up next, SAVC firm Haviac completes final close of $20 million fund for early stage tech investments across Africa. South Africa-based VC firm Haviac has announced the third and final close of the Haviac Universum Core African Fund, a $20 million fund that will invest in early-stage technology companies in South, East, and West Africa. The Cape Town headquartered Haviac is an investment and advisory firm that invests in and supports early-stage, high-growth African technology businesses with proven concepts and global prospects, offering high return and impactful investment opportunities to sophisticated private and institutional investors. The Haviac Universum Core African Fund is its second Pan-African investment fund, and its third and final close at $20 million comes in partnership with international investment management firm Universal Wealth and institutional investors from South Africa and the United States that include Fireball Capital. It will invest in startups born in Africa that use technology to solve real-world, local, regional, and international challenges and make an impact in the markets they serve. The fund invests in and supports early-stage, post-revenue seed investment up to later-stage growth Series A investments. Meanwhile, we have the tech cabal insights for the week. Massa Finance, a hybrid credit protocol and decentralized credit bureau, raised $3.5 million in pre-seed funding. Investors in the round include Unshackled Ventures, Lateral Capital, executives from Golden Tree Asset Management, Flory Ventures, and GSR. Other participating investors are Decentranet, Intersect VC, Peer VC, Alves Ventures, and some angel investors in the fintech or blockchain space. Here are the other deals for the week. First off, Nigerian tractor booking platform Hello Tractor raised $1 million from Haifa International. 2. South African logistics startup GoMetro secured a $1 million seed extension round from Kalon Venture Partners, Tlaisani Capital, Tritech Global, 4 Decades Capital, and E-Squared Investments. 3. Quelly, a B2B startup based in Senegal, raised $1 million in seed funding from WIC Capital, Lofty Inc. Capital Management, Haske Ventures, and other notable investors. And last but not least, Norbase, a Nigerian-based trade technology startup, received $1 million in funding in a round led by Samurai Incubate and Consonant Investment. Other VCs include Sahil Lavingia of Gumroad, Kinfolk VC, Future Africa, Ventures Platform, Microtraction, Bole Venture, Voltron Capital, Wuri Ventures, and Afropreneur. The round also welcomed participation from well-known executives in Africa's tech ecosystem, including Shola Akinlade, CEO of Paystack, Odunayo Eweniyi, Piggy Vest, Chief Operating Officer, Adia Soho, the CMO of MTN Nigeria, and Sheni Suleiman, CEO of Black Ops. Up next, Tigerrise to improve mental health access. In Africa, mental health care is very scarce. Per the World Health Organization, 75 to 95% of people with mental illnesses do not have any access to appropriate care in low and middle income countries. To back up this claim, Kenya's health ministry reports that 75% of people in need of mental health services cannot obtain them. Knowing the stereotypes surrounding mental illnesses in Africa, I don't think this is breaking news. Why? First off, studies have shown that Kenyans suffering from mental illnesses are frequently stigmatized on several levels. Consequently, Tigerrise, a company which uses data-driven insights to disrupt the delivery of health and wellness services positively, has partnered with the Elton John AIDS Foundation. More so, it has received a $1 million grant to empower Kenyan youths to take charge of their mental and physical health to increase access to mental health care in Kenya. So what's in it really for Kenyans? Well, over the next 3 years, the Elton John AIDS Foundation's $1 million grant will ensure that all Tigerrise affiliated clinics in Mombasa, Kenya, provide mental health screening and services ranging from individual and group counseling to trauma-based care. Moreover, these services will be fully integrated with Tigerrise existing sexual and reproductive health services for young people aged 15 to 24. Since seamless access to SRH, that's sexual and reproductive health, is critical for this age group of 15 to 24, the collaboration will ensure that pre-exposure prophylaxis and antiretroviral therapy are part of Tigerrise's established offerings in Mombasa. I think that's because mental health is really, really underrated, especially in Africa. So I think Kenya has a good start. Meanwhile, in Botswana, the African Development Bank supports economic diversification under the Country Strategy Paper 2022 to 2026, supporting Botswana's ambition to diversify its economy and accelerate its structural transformation towards sustainable and inclusive growth is the main objective of the African Development Bank Group's Country Strategy Paper 2022 to 2026 for the Southern African country. Approved in March 2022 by the Bank Group's Board of Directors, the Country Strategy Paper sets out two priority areas of intervention for the next 5 years. 1. Building economic resilience through support to economic governance and private sector development. And 2. Developing quality infrastructure to increase competitiveness and productivity. Under the first priority area, the bank group will continue supporting key policy reforms to enhance fiscal performance, strengthen the country's public financial management systems, and improve public sector efficiency. The bank group will also support ongoing efforts to enhance private sector participation in economic activity through enabling regulatory reforms and public-private partnerships. The bank will expand its support to small and medium-sized enterprises by addressing existing bottlenecks, such as lack of access to finance, to stimulate women's participation in high value-added economic activities. Now, under the second priority area, the bank group will also support private sector-led growth and job creation through growth-enhancing infrastructure projects. To this end, the bank group plans to focus on infrastructure projects that will grow Botswana's productive capacity, improving the business environment, upgrading infrastructure, and efficient border management are of paramount importance if Botswana is to access regional markets, the document states. In the energy sector, the bank group will support policy, regulatory, and institutional frameworks for renewable energy generation and the country's development of its low carbon and climate resilience strategy. The bank group will also support the water sector in the expansion of the supply of clean water for household, industrial, and agricultural use. Up next, Wave becomes first non-telco, non-bank to get e-money license in the WAEMU region. Wave Digital Finance, a Senegal-based fintech unicorn, has been granted an e-money license by the Central Bank of West African States, a central bank serving the 8 Francophone West African countries, Benin, Guinea-Bissau, Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Mali, Niger, Senegal, and Togo, that form the West African Economic and Monetary Union. In a world where telecommunication companies control mobile money, this milestone positions Wave to better contend with telecom giants like Orange and Free as it becomes the only non-bank and non-telecom fintech company operating across WAMU markets with an e-money license. Since its inception in 2018, Wave has had to rely on third-party banks like United Bank of Africa, UBA, and EcoBank to power its mobile money business model. But with this e-money license, the Sequoia and Y Combinator-backed company can now independently and directly offer its current suite of financial products to customers without the support of third-party banks. Up next, we have a Malawian nurse charged with cyber harassment. A 39-year-old nurse, Chidawawa Mainje, I really hope I got that, may be penalized with 5 years imprisonment and a $2,500 fine for insulting the Malawian president on WhatsApp. On April the 27th, in a WhatsApp group, Mainje was debating the leadership of President Lazarus Chakwera and had expressed her opinion using words which National Police Deputy Spokesperson Harry Namwaza described as obscene and unprintable. Subsequently, she was charged with cyber harassment, I beg your pardon, based on the Electronic Transactions and Cybersecurity Act of 2016, and she will be penalized accordingly if found guilty. Before her arrest, a 51-year-old Dauka Manondo was arrested for allegedly insulting Vera Kamtukule, Malawi's Minister of Labour, in his WhatsApp group post. Michael Kayiyatsa, Executive Director of the Center for Human Rights and Rehabilitation, also revealed that more than 15 people have been arrested in past weeks for expressing critical opinions of government officials. Human rights advocates have condemned Mainje's arrest, saying that it's within her right to express such views and the police should have simply provided advice. On another hand, the National Organization of Nurses and Midwives in Malawi have threatened to embark on a nationwide strike if the police do not release Mainje. What are your thoughts on this? Because on one hand, we have the freedom of expression, and on the other hand, there is hate speech. So would love to know what you think about this in the comment section below. So the answer to the riddle, as promised: voiceless it cries, wingless flutters, toothless bites, mouthless it mutters. What is it? The answer is the wind. So if you got that correct, then I must say you're very, very, very clever, because I couldn't even get this myself. All right, guys, that wraps up the news segment for this week. Do have a lovely week ahead, and I will see you guys next week.